is a chain rule? A chain rule tells us how to find the derivative of a composite function, and at the same time, it tells us how to differentiate composite functions as well. So the first form that we need to be familiar with is the derivative of the composite function f of g of x. So what is a composite function? A composite function is when you have a function inside of a number. And notice that g is inside of f, which makes it a composite function. The first thing that we're going to do is to differentiate the outside portion of a function f. And we're going to keep the inside function as it is, constant lang siya. And we're going to multiply it to the derivative of the inside. So that is the main idea of the chain rule. If we follow these steps, we can easily solve this. So here, we have an example. Find the derivative of 1 divided by x squared plus 8 raised to the third power. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to rewrite the whole expression. So let's bring the variables to the top. So mahimut na siyang x squared plus 8 raised to negative 3. And now we can use the chain rule combined with the power rule. So let's move negative 3 to the front and we keep the inside function as it is. And let's subtract this by 1, an exponent, so that equals to negative 4. So let's multiply by the derivative of the inside function, which is 2x. Next step is let's take this term and move it to the bottom. We now have negative 3 times 2x, which is equals to negative 6x. On top and on the bottom, mahimo na siyang x squared plus 8 raised to the fourth power. So muna na itong final answer.
The chain rule, which is f of x is equals to 3x squared minus x quantity raised to the power 4. Well, we're going to use the formula for the chain rule, which is the derivative of f of x is equals to derivative of f multiplied by the g of x while multiply it by the derivative of x. Why? It is because the chain rule is another term which is the inside and outside rule. And here is the outside rule while this is the inside rule. The outside rule only focuses the outside formulas while the inside rule only focuses inside rule and multiply them both. Or here in the example, we're going to find the outside rule of the formula, which is 3x squared minus x quantity raised to the power 4. And we're going to only focus with 4, the raised power. And multiply it by the d over x times 3x squared minus x. And this is the inside equation, which can be found inside the formula. So we're going to apply the power rule, which is as you can see here, this is how you find the derivative of a power. We're going to bring down n while minusing n with 1. That is how you can find the derivative of any power. So we're going to apply it here. Bring down 4 while minusing 4 with 1. So therefore 4 times 3x squared minus x raised to the power 4 minus 1. Times it by the inside rule, which is here. Follow the power rule also. Bring down 3 times 2 x raised to the power of 2 minus 1, following the power rule, minusing the n with 1. And we're going to apply here the power rule also to explain it more. Bring down the 1 while x raised to the power of 1 is minus 1. Any number with the power of 0 is equals to 1. Therefore, 1 times 1 is equals to 1. Therefore, the answer for the equation is the derivative of f of x is equals to 4 times 3x squared minus x quantity raised to the power of 3 times 6x minus 1, and cannot be simplified anymore, and that is the answer for this equation. That is all to how to answer the chain rule, and thank you.
The chain rule, we have the given 5 over x cubed plus 2 to the power of 4. I'm going to put 5 beside x cubed plus 2, negative 4. We're going to put negative on 4. Then bring down 4 beside 5. Then x cubed plus 2. Then differentiate with respect to x cubed plus 2. So we have to multiply negative 20 x cubed plus 2. Then I'm going to bring down 3. 3 minus 1 will be 2. Then a constant will be 0. Multiply 3x squared and negative 20, so this will be negative 60x squared. X cubed plus 2. Negative 4 minus 1 will be negative 5. Since there will be no negative in power rule as the final answer, we're going to make it as positive, so the answer will be negative 60x squared over x cubed plus 2 and positive 5. So this will be our final answer. Moving on to differentiation formulas, first we'll start by letting y be equal to f of x. So there are a couple of ways to denote the derivative of this function. First would be y prime, another is f prime of x, another is simply dy dx, and you can also even do df and dx.
formulas wherein f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 2 multiplied by 2x minus 1. So first, we're going to apply the multiplication rule. Why? It is because the first and the second expressions are multiplied, and we're going to find the derivative. So the formula is the derivative f of x equals to f multiplied by the derivative of g plus g multiplied by the derivative of f. So first, we're going to let 3x squared minus 2 as f, and we're going to let 2x minus 1 as g. So first, we're going to find the derivative of f. So to find the derivative of f, we're going to multiply d over dx to 3x squared minus 2. Then after that, we're going to distribute d over dx to 3x squared and to 2. After distributing, as you can see, there is a power here. So we're going to apply the power rule. So the power rule is, as you can see here, the n is brought down. So after, n is also minus 1. So this is how to find the derivative of any power. So we're going to apply this in our formula. So, as you can see here, 2 is brought down, therefore 3 times 2. Then x raised to the power of 2 minus 1, because we follow the power rule, and the derivative of any constant is always 0. Therefore, the derivative of 2 is 0. So, the answer of the derivative of f is equals to 6x. It is because 3 times 2 is equals to 6, x raised to the power of 1. So, therefore, the derivative of f is 6x. Now, we're going to find the derivative of g, which is, we're going to multiply d over dx to 2x minus 1. And so first, we're going to distribute d over dx to 2x and to 1. And after distributing, we're also going to apply the power rule to make it easier. So, 1 is brought down, so therefore, 2 times 1, x raised to the power of 1 minus 1. Any number with a power of 0 is equals to 1. Therefore, 2 times 1 times 1 is equals to 2. And the derivative of any constant is equals to 0. Therefore, the derivative of 1 is 0. So, the answer is 2. It is because 2 times 1 times 1 is equals to 0 minus 2 times 1 times 1 is equals to 2 minus 0 is equals to 2. So, therefore, the derivative of g is equals to 2. Now, we can substitute. So, here, as you can see here, f, here, we're going to substitute f, g, the derivative of g, we're going to substitute 2, g, we're going to substitute 2x minus 1, and the derivative of f is 6x. And after substituting, we can now multiply 3x squared times 2 is equals to 6x squared minus 2 times 2 is equals to 4. Plus 2x times 6x is equals to 6x squared minus 1 times 6x is equals to 6x. Then combine like terms, we get 18x squared, 6x squared plus 12x squared is equals to 18x squared minus 6x and minus 4 because there's no the same terms or like terms. So bring down, and it cannot be simplified anymore, and therefore this is the answer for the equation. That is all for the differentiation of formulas, and thank you.
So we have the given 3x plus 2 times x minus 4. We have to multiply both sides and use the answer in differentiating. So this will be 3x. 3x times x will be 3x squared. 3x times negative 4 will be negative 12x. 2 times x will be 2x. And 2 times negative 4 will be negative 8. And simplify. Negative 8, 10x, and 3x squared. We're going to use this in differentiating. So this will be 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. 3 times 2, we're going to bring down 2. Then x, 2 minus 1 will be 1. So we're going to put x. Then 10, and the constant number will be 0. Multiply 3 times 2 equals 6x minus 10. So this will be our final answer. Derivative of a power, we'll just take down our exponent, which is equal 8. Then we copy our u. Then we'll subtract our exponent to 1. So we have 8 minus 1. Then we'll multiply it to the derivative of 3x plus 1. We'll bring down the 3 or copy the 3, and we have our x. Our x here, and it has an exponent of 1. So we'll bring the 1, we'll copy the 1. Then have our exponent x. That is 1, and we'll subtract it again with 1. raised to 7.